Good morning. I'm Jano Lieber, MTA Chair and CEO. Before we get to today's business, I wanted to give an update on the Con Ed power outage that took place overnight, which did affect, in a small way, parts of the MTA system. It happened around 11:55 p.m. last night. Con Ed employees were restoring a transmission line at a Brooklyn substation when a piece of high-voltage electrical equipment failed and a voltage dip took place. There were no major service issues on the subways as a result, but there were some sporadic signal issues and blown fuses. All of them have been addressed. We also did have a number of elevators that were impacted. There were 178 elevators and escalators taken out or impacted, and there were 2 folks who got stuck in elevators. Everybody was rescued quickly and safely, and the vast majority of the elevators are now back online. There are 5 elevators that are still out, and there are 5 that are having intermittent challenges, and all of them are being addressed by personnel on site. Metro North had no train delays. They had signal issues when the power tripped some wires, but no signal, no train delays. Long Island Railroad had train delays on 8 trains west of Jamaica after the power surge did impact signals in Harold Interlocking. That's the area in Queens, just east of the tunnels. But in 4 minutes, all of those signals were back online. At the hubs, the principal hubs in Manhattan, there were elevator and escalator outages at Penn and Moynihan, which had to be reset. No significant impacts there. And overall, no major impacts to service. We're obviously glad that that was the case, and the Friday rush hour service has been operating normally through the morning. Now on to what we're all here for. I am joined to talk about interdictions, fake plates, people not paying their toll bills, some people intentionally evading tolls. We're talking about all of that. And I'm joined by MTA Bridges and Tunnels Vice President and Chief of Operations, Rich Hildebrand. Assistant VP Edwin King is also here with us. Listen, our message today is simple. If you cover your license plate, even with a clear casing, or use fraudulent plates, and I'm going to show you some of those, you will pay the price. And not only just by summonses. If you're a repeat offender, your car is going to be seized, and you could get arrested if you have forged plates. This is about fundamental fairness. It's not right when drivers, some rolling around in Mercedes and Porsches, come onto our bridges and through tunnels and skip out on paying thousands and thousands of dollars in tolls. That is your money they're taking. That's the public's money, and New Yorkers are not going to put up with it. At MTA, we have been successfully cracking down on scofflaws for a while now. This has been something I've been talking about for over a year. This year, 2023, the Bridges and Tunnels team, led by Chief Hildebrand, already by July, had surpassed the total number of interdicted vehicles in all of the prior year, 2022. And now they're capping off this year with a major blitz. Since December 12th, only a few days ago, they've seized 44 cars that have been registered to persistent toll violators. These scofflaws accounted for nearly $1 million of unpaid tolls and violation fees. $1 million. Just one of them alone owed over 50 grand. There's a Range Rover back there, and the guy owed 50 grand, the guy who owns a Range Rover. And now, because their registrations have been suspended, we've had their cars seized. You don't want this to happen to you, and you don't want to be stuck paying fines either. So best to keep your plates clear and legible and uncovered. It's the right thing to do, and it is the law. This is not a game. Besides, there's no reason to try and cheat the system when Governor Hochul, as she announced earlier this week is making a lot of the bridges less expensive and even free for New York residents with a rebate program. At the Verrazano, eligible Staten Islanders already can pay an effective toll of just $2.75. Ladies and gentlemen, that's less than the price of a subway ride, and it's much less than the Easy Pass rate. And starting in February, eligible Bronx and Queens residents with Easy Pass accounts will be catching a break with a new rebate on the Henry Hudson Bridge and the Cross Bay bridges, respectively. People have been looking forward to this for many years, and now, under Governor Hochul's leadership, those rebates are coming into effect. So do the right thing. Keep your plates uncovered. Pay your bridge and tunnel bills. We have cashless tolling so people can move quickly. We don't have toll plazas to slow people down and create air pollution. But the deal is you got to pay the tolls. And don't even think about using fake plates, because these guys are watching 24/7. And I just, for your amusement, just show you some of the plates that we've collected. These bogus plates are sometimes from Georgia. Some of them are from Florida. These are all fake plates we've recovered. And wow, some of them are from New Jersey. The guys who don't want to pay congestion pricing. I really hope that people won't be buying fake plates and thinking they can get away with it, because we're going to get your car. Ladies and gentlemen, MTA Bridges and Tunnels Vice President Rich Hildebrand.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Chair Lieber. I'm Rich Hildebrand, Vice President and Chief of Operations at MTA Bridges and Tunnels, or B&T as we call it. B&T puts a great focus on finding and interdicting persistent toll violators. This focus extends to covered, obstructed, and fraudulent plates which are used to avoid paying tolls. These same toll offenders are also not paying parking violations or school zone speeding or red light camera violations. And as Chair Lieber mentioned, this operation here at the Verrazano Narrows Bridge took place over most of the past week, recovering revenue owed to us by violators who go out of their way to evade the payment of tolls. Law-abiding motorists pay their tolls on time, and for that, we thank them. These enforcement measures are designed to level the playing field so that toll violators are held accountable and pay their fair share. The bottom line is what I have said time and time again. If you don't pay your tolls, B&T's dedicated workforce will find your vehicle on our bridges and tunnels. We'll stop you in your travels, and we will remove your vehicle from the public roadways of New York State until you've paid what you owe. Please pay your tolls. Thank you very much.
We're ready for questions. We'll start with Natalie Duddridge from CBS 2.
Yes.
Natalie.
Mine is kind of a two-parter, so I guess I'll ask the first. So you mentioned the possibility of those plates from New Jersey being someone who wanted to avoid potential future congestion pricing. So are you expecting many more people to obstruct their plates due to congestion pricing?
Listen, our neighbors in New Jersey, you know, most of them, the vast majority of them are people who play by the rules. And they're very much part of this community. But I just want to remind folks that if you try with the fake plate, you're going to get busted. And it's going to be a lot worse than just paying a toll on the Verrazano Narrows Bridge or on one of our other regional bridges, or even when we get to congestion pricing. You might lose the car. So please don't mess around. Pay the toll.
And so I guess I wonder if there is a price that you get back cover the cost of the program.
Oh yeah, no, listen, Chase. It is built into our operation that we go chase down toll evaders. It is very much a profit center for us to make sure that people pay their tolls. We're not, and the most important thing is fairness. The reason we're doing this is not just for the revenue. It's because everybody needs to know that the other guy is paying, and that it's not only them being forced to pay more to subsidize the guys who cheat. So it's a fairness issue in addition to a revenue issue.
All right, we've got Lorena Mongelli here from Newsday.
Hi there.
Lorena.
Hi, Lorraine.
Can you talk a little bit about how these toll cameras work? Do they capture both the back and front license plates?
So we have multiple systems at the bridge, either mobile or fixed license plate readers. And as vehicles go by, within milliseconds, they read the plate, transmit it to an enforcement vehicle, and if that enforcement vehicle is safely able to stop that and interdict the car, we do so.
But the cameras take pictures of both the back and the front of the vehicle? The license plate?
Our tolling cameras do that, yes.
And then what are some of the wildest methods, the most devious methods motorists have used? Like I've seen people use branches on their license plates. What can you talk about that? Like,
Yeah, people will try anything, from motorcyclists, doing different tactics to evade the toll, to various devices that are illegally, and I stress illegally, sold in New York City and New York State to avoid paying tolls, avoid their license plates being read by cameras. Again, whether it's a tolling camera, an enforcement camera on our facilities or in the city, they're evading a lot of enforcement.
and what eventually happens to all these vehicles here in this lot?
So these vehicles have as you can see, their license plates have been removed. The license plates go back to the Department of Motor Vehicle. The vehicles are then removed to a New York City franchise toll lot until the motorists can re-register their vehicles by settling their toll bills.
All right, hang on. Let's go to Roy Picorni from Fox 5. Roy.
Just following up on the blocking of plates. If it's blocked in the front, is that illegal, but the back is clear, or vice versa?
In New York State, you can't put anything on your plate, not a piece of Scotch tape, not a piece of clear saran wrap, nor something that's painted completely black and is completely opaque. So any blockage of your plate in New York State at any point is illegal, front or back.
So if one's clear and the other one isn't, that's still illegal.
It's illegal, yes it is.
Okay. And I saw a Christmas wreath on one, so that you can add that to your list.
Thank you.
One more from Natalie over there from CBS 2.
I guess just a follow to what happens to the vehicles. Who gets the revenue from the vehicles sold? Or do you sell them? Does the MTA or
No, we don't sell the vehicles.
The vehicles are
no,
not sold.
yeah.
But it's a good idea.
Right.
If they don't pay their fine, what happens to the car? If they don't pay the fine, what happens to the car?
The New York City franchise tow has systems in place to deal with the vehicles that are abandoned on their properties. It's part of the contract.
All right, thank you, everybody.
I think there was one more
Is there another one? Sorry, Lorena has a follow-up. Go ahead, Lorena.
What happens to motorists who are repeat offenders and they don't pay the fine? Do they face arrest or charges? What type of charges?
No, New York State motorists are repeatedly interdicted. When they show a pattern, we set our enforcement out. So we look at all that. We do some intel-driven policing on these repeatedly interdicted. When they show a pattern, we set our enforcement out. So we look at all that. We do some intel-driven policing on these interdictions.
I just want to make clear that we are working with other agencies of law enforcement so that if you're a persistent toll violator on MTA and you're driving around in the city, you may get picked up. We are working with all of the different agencies of government in the city of New York, in the state of New York, in a cooperative manner. So it's not just can I get over the bridge without getting interdicted. You might get picked up in the city or elsewhere.
All right, everybody, for the press here, all the cars that you see back here, all the way around the bend, there's a sanitation truck that was seized in this operation. All of the cars, the vehicles around there have been seized as part of the operation. You're welcome to get pictures. For everybody else, thanks and have a nice day.